If you suddenly had 5 minutes to speak to the entire world, the first thing I would say is that the life you have right now, the life that can feel routine, burdensome, or even empty, doesn't have to be the same a year from now. There is something profoundly powerful that many people don't understand. Your life is constantly changing, whether you like it or not. That's an inevitable fact, a universal truth you can't escape. But here's the trick. How your life changes isn't something that happens by chance. It depends on you, on what you do, on what you decide. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you felt that something wasn't right? Maybe you felt trapped in a loop, like you're running on a hamster wheel without really getting anywhere. Maybe you've looked at other people and wondered how on earth they've managed to succeed when you haven't. That feeling of helplessness isn't coincidence. It's the result of repeatedly and unconsciously choosing the easy option. Yes, in your life there are two options, and each day you're choosing one of them, even if you don't realize it. The first option is the simplest, the most comfortable, staying exactly where you are, not challenging the status quo, not unsettling yourself, not taking risks. But there's a price, and that price is continuing to feel the same year after year, trapped in a version of yourself that doesn't fully satisfy you. The second option, on the other hand, is the uncomfortable one. It's the choice that means stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging yourself, learning, falling, and getting back up. And let's be honest, it isn't easy. Nobody said it would be easy. But what I can assure you is that this second option is the only one that truly transforms. Do you know why you're watching this video right now? It's not by chance. You're here because deep down in your heart, you know you've been choosing the first option for far too long. You know something has to change, and maybe you don't know where to start. Let me tell you something. You don't need all the answers right now. The only thing you need is to take the first step. Change how you see things so that the things you see will change. And here's the fact that can revolutionize your life. You don't need to make a massive change all at once. You don't need to transform your world overnight. In fact, that mindset is the reason so many people give up before they even begin. The wall you're trying to climb seems too high, too unscalable. But what if, instead of focusing on the entire wall, you focused on taking one small step each day? Did you know that if you improve just 1% each day for a year, you'll end up 37 times better than when you started? 37 times. All you need is that 1% every day. And here's the best part. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. But of course, here's the challenge. You have to do it every single day. And that consistency, that discipline, is what separates dreamers from those who actually achieve their dreams. So I ask you, what would happen if today you decided to take that first step? What would happen if you committed to yourself to improve, even if just a little bit, each day? Imagine this. Turn everything off for a few minutes and visualize what your life would be like if you woke up each day with purpose, if you truly decided to show up for yourself, because it's never too late to begin. It's never too late to decide that you deserve something better. You can't go back and change the past, but you can always start now and change the ending of your story. Today could be the day that changes everything. Today could be the beginning of the rest of your life. It all depends on you. Are you ready? Now that we understand that change isn't only inevitable but also in your hands, I want you to think about something you've probably overlooked your entire life: the small steps. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with the idea that success is fast, spectacular, and filled with giant leaps. They tell us stories of people who seem to make it overnight. One day they were nowhere, and the next they were on top. But they rarely tell us the truth behind every real success. The power of small daily progress. Those things that seem insignificant, but over time, build personal empires. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like if every single day, consistently, you improved, even if just 1%, in a specific area. Maybe it seems small, maybe even insignificant, but that's exactly what makes it so powerful. You don't need to make a monumental change immediately. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. All you need is to start with a small step, a change so simple and manageable that there are no excuses not to do it. Think of it this way. When we want to change something in our lives, we often focus on the end goal. We want to lose 20 kilos, earn a lot more money, learn a new language, or have perfect relationships. But the magnitude of those goals can be overwhelming. We look at the end of the road and feel paralyzed, as if that distance is unattainable. And that's where the power of improving by 1% comes in. It's not about jumping to the finish line in one go. It's about moving forward little by little, step by step, day after day. Let me give you a clear example. Imagine that today you decide to dedicate just 5 extra minutes to taking care of your body, doing something as simple as going for a walk or climbing a few extra flights of stairs. It doesn't seem like much, right? But if you repeat that tomorrow and the day after, and every day from now on, those 5 minutes add up. After a month, you'll have spent more than 2 extra hours moving, taking care of your health. And after a year, that small change will have created a much bigger impact than you first imagined. It's the accumulation of small daily efforts that, over time, creates monumental change. This isn't just a nice theory, it's pure mathematics. If you improve 1% every day, in a year, you'll be 37 times better than when you began. Now stop for a moment and reflect on this. What area of your life could improve so drastically if you simply commit to that 1% daily? What impact would it have on your physical, emotional, financial, or even spiritual well-being? The key is understanding that this process isn't about perfection. It's about progress. There will be days when you feel more motivated, and others when you can barely muster the energy to do something small, and that's okay. Because what matters isn't the magnitude of what you do, but the consistency. It's that commitment to show up for yourself every day, no matter how difficult it seems. So before we continue, I want you to ask yourself this question. In what area of your life would you like to improve 1% each day? Is it your health? Your personal growth? Your relationship with yourself or others? Think about it, because this principle can apply to absolutely everything, from learning something new to improving your ability to manage your emotions, from building better financial habits to even strengthening your spirituality. Everything can improve if you decide to start with something small and consistent. And here's the most interesting thing. When you start focusing on those small daily changes, something magical happens. Little by little, you begin to gain confidence in yourself. You start to see results, even if they're small, and those results create momentum. That momentum leads you to want to keep going, to push yourself a bit more. And before you know it, you'll have progressed far more than you ever imagined at the start. It's like a snowball. It starts small, but as it rolls, it becomes larger and larger, and you realize how powerful this is. It doesn't matter what situation you're in right now. It doesn't matter how big the mountain you feel you have to climb is. Everything begins with that 1%. Everything begins with that small step you decide to take today, right here and now. I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on everything we've talked about. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like if, starting today, you decided to commit to yourself. If every day you took that small step, that 1% that, although it seems minimal, over time transforms everything around you. You realize the potential you have within you, the power you already possess to write a new story, one that inspires you, that fills you with purpose, and that finally reflects the life you truly deserve. You're not here by chance. Something inside you has brought you to this moment. A voice inside you telling you that you deserve more, that you can be more. That voice is not wrong. No matter how many times you've fallen, how many times you've thought you couldn't go on, each day is a new opportunity to begin. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect or for conditions to be ideal. All you need is to start now with what you have. Imagine what your life could be like in a year if every day you improved just a little. Imagine what you could achieve, the doors you could open, the people you could inspire, including yourself. Because in the end, it's not just about reaching a goal, it's about becoming someone you never thought you could be, about proving to yourself that yes, you can, that all the effort is worth it, that you are much stronger than you ever believed. And here's the most important thing. You don't have to do it alone. This community, this space, is here to support you, to remind you that you're not alone on this journey. That's why I want you to do something today. Commit not only to me, but to yourself. I want you to go down to the comments and write, what is that 1% you're going to improve from today? It can be something small, getting up 5 minutes earlier, drinking more water, reading 1 page of a book, or anything that brings you closer to that improved version of yourself. Write it, share it, and let this moment be the beginning of your transformation. And if this message has reached you, if you feel that this is the moment you decide to change, don't forget to subscribe. This is just the beginning of a journey in which we'll be together, learning, growing, and supporting each other. Because it's never too late to begin. It's never too late to be who you're destined to be. Remember this. You can't change the past, but you can change the future. And everything begins today with that small step. Improve by 1% and never look back, because the future you deserve is waiting for you. If you've made it all the way here, congratulations. You're one of the few who has the capacity to maintain such focus. And so I know you made it this far. Comment, I'm ready for change, and I'll greet you personally in the comments. Until next.